Hello and welcome to the Red Hat Certified System Administrator Bootcamp course. In this course, you will start by learning Linux essentials. You will learn numerous Linux commands, and you will also learn how to view and edit text files. Next, you will learn how to manage users in groups. You will learn how to create and delete users, how to create and delete groups. You will also learn how to change file permissions and ownership. You will learn the fundamentals of Linux networking. You will learn how to configure an IP address, DNS server, and host name resolution. You will learn how to secure and restrict network access by configuring the Linux firewall. You will learn how to boot and shut down your system. You will also learn how to interact and manage Linux processes. You will learn how to configure local storage on your system. You will learn how to create various types of Linux file systems. You will learn how to configure the Logical Volume Manager. You will also learn how to manage layered storage with Stratus. And finally, how to configure disk compression with VDO. RHCSA is one of the most valued certifications in the IT market. You are only one certification away from getting your dream job. See you on the inside.
Hello everyone. In this demo, I'm going to show you how to create RHEL 9 and Rocky 9 Linux in Microsoft Azure. As you can see here on the screen, this is the website of Microsoft Azure. Microsoft Azure, often referred to as Azure. It's a cloud computing service operated by Microsoft for application management via Microsoft Managed Data Centers. There are more than 200 products and cloud services in the Azure Cloud Platform. As you can see here, you can try the Azure for free and you can create an account. So you can click here, create a free account. And you can see here all the services. You can get more information about the Azure Cloud services. And they will give you $200 Azure credit to use their services. I already created an account and I logged in to the Azure portal. So this is what we called Azure portal. So first thing, we need to create a resource group. If you cannot find it over here, so you can search here. So resource groups, you hit there. And then after that, you click on create. And I'm gonna call this one RHCSA. So the subscription will be pay as you go, and the region will be East US. So review and create. Then you're gonna hit create. So next step, after we created the resource group, I'm gonna go back to the home page, look for the virtual machines. If you cannot find it here, so you can search also here, virtual machines. You click on this. Then you're gonna click here, create, and the first one, Azure Virtual Machine. So create a virtual machine hosted by Azure. Click there. Okay, so you will see this page, and the subscription will be pay as you go. The resource group will be RHCSA, and I'm gonna call this one RHEL 9. Region will be East USA. Availability option, I'm not gonna change anything there. So security type will be standard. Then here is the most important thing. So here is the image, so you can see all the images. You can search for Red Hat then you hit enter, and you can see here all the images. So I'm gonna choose this one, so Red Hat Enterprise Linux. So and I'm gonna click here, select, and as you can see here, there are many types or many operating system version, so you can choose whatever you like, so 7 or 8 or 9. For our demo, I'm going to choose this one, so Red Hat Enterprise Linux 9. So I'm gonna click this one. Okay, so next, the VM architecture will be 64, and the size. So also this is an important, also you need to see all the sizes. And then when you go over here, you can sort them by cost and month. You click here, and you need to choose, for me I like to go with the P2S, so the RAM will be 4 gig and the CPU 2. That's not too bad. So I'm gonna choose this one. So this is the cost, and then select. Then here the authentication type, I'm gonna go with the password. So I'm gonna create my username, will be student. Then I'm gonna type my password. So you need to create a username and password here. Type the password again. Okay, good. So yeah, public inbound ports, so yeah, we need to allow it. So the inbound ports will be SSH22. Then next, disk. So the disk, I'm going to choose the standard HDD. And if you go down here, you can create and attach a new disk. We will need, like, you can add it right now or later on in the later session when we're gonna do the partitioning. So you can create and attach a new disk here. Then the networking, click here, and I see here the public IP. So we need the public IP in order to SSH from the local machine to the virtual machine and Azure. And everything looks fine here. We'll go to the next here. I'm not gonna do anything here. Next, 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 then next, review and create, and I'm gonna click create here. So we created the new virtual machine, the REN 9. So it will take maybe a couple minutes to create the image. So I'm gonna go back to the home. I click on virtual machine here and click create. I'm gonna create the second virtual machine, so the resource group will be the same, RHCSA, and I'm gonna call this one Rocky 9. Region will be East US. Availability option, I'm gonna leave the default here. Security type standard. So you can see all the images. For me, I already have the image that I found, so Rocky Linux 9. So you can search also for different images here if you would like. The VM architecture here will be 64, and see all the sizes. So I'm gonna go here and sort by cost and month. I'm gonna click here. So I believe I'm gonna go with this one, B2S, this one. So I'm gonna have 4 gig RAM and 2 CPU, also the same thing. So I'm gonna click next, and for the password we'll do the same thing here. So student, then I'm gonna type a new password here. Okay, good. Okay, next, so the same thing here for the disk. So I'm gonna go with the standard one, and as I said, you can create and attach the disk to this virtual machine. So I'm gonna go to the networking. Make sure that you have public IP in order to SSH from the local machine to the virtual machine in Azure. So everything looks fine here. Okay, hit next. I'm not gonna do anything here. Next, 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 review and create. So then I'm going to click on create here. It will take a couple minutes to create the virtual machine. So I'm gonna go back to the home here. You can click on the virtual machines here, and you will see this is the image that we just created. So you click on it, and as you can see over here, so here is the public IP address. So I'm gonna copy this one, and I'm gonna go to the terminal. So you have to open a terminal. So if you have Mac, you can search for the terminal, you open the terminal, and if you have Windows, you can use the PowerShell to SSH from your local machine to the virtual machine in Azure. So I'm going to type SSH and the name of the username there, student at, and I'm gonna hit enter. Yes, so I'm gonna type my password. And as you can see over here, right now we are inside the virtual machine here. Okay, so I'm gonna type host name.ctl, and you can see here, so this is the operating system, so RHEL 9 or the Red Hat Enterprise 9, and you can also check the /etc/os release, and you can see over here, so this is the image that we just created on Microsoft Azure. I will go back again here, so I'm gonna go to the virtual machine. Hopefully we will get the second image here, or the second virtual machine. Yep, we have the Rocky here, Rocky 9. Click on it, and so from the overview you will see here is the public IP address. So I'm gonna SSH to the Rocky Linux here, SSH student at, then the IP address, so yes, type the password. Okay, so we are inside the virtual machine here, so I'm going to type host name.ctl, and as you can see here, so Rocky, and I can type also cat/etc/os release. Hit enter, and as we can see here, this is the Rocky Linux 9. Okay, so that's conclude our session. Thank you, and see you in the next lesson. Hello everyone. In this demo, I'm going to show you how to install Red Hat Linux RHEL 9 on VMfusion. First step, we need to install the ISO file for the Red Hat Enterprise Linux, and we can install it from the Red Hat developer website. As we can see here, we can download it at no cost. We need to create an account, a login, and after that we can download the ISO file. A second step, you need to install the VMfusion. If you have MacBook Pro, so you can install this software. This software is not for free, so you have to pay for it. There is another option here, the VirtualBox, and it's for free. You can download the software or the package. It depends on the operating system that you have. But for this demo, we're going to use the VMfusion. Okay, I already downloaded the VMfusion and even the ISO file here, 9, so the RHEL 9. So I'm going to drag and drop the image here. So here is the image, continue, then after that you pick Linux and you go to the, you can choose the type of the operating system. So I'm going to choose, here's the closest one, so Linux 8, but this is like a name, it doesn't matter, we care about the ISO image here. So we go next, then you can customize settings, and as you can see over here, we can change the name. So I'm going to change it to RHCSA, then I'm going to hit save, and here the settings that we would like to if we would like to change it for the operating system. So I like to change the memory. It's up to you, you can have it 2 gigs. So I think 2 gig is good for now. We can increase it later on if you would like. Show all, and the hard disk here we have 20, so I'm going to increase it to 40. Okay, so I'm going to increase it to 40 here. Apply. Okay, good. So we have right now the disk 40. So now we'll show all. There is one thing I want to show you here. You can, if you would like, the settings here, you can add another disk or another device here. Like if this, we have, so far we have only one disk. You can add another one if you would like. Show all. The network adapter, just want to double check. So auto deduct, I'll say auto deduct is really good, so it will deduct from the system here. Okay, Okay, that's good. So now show all. Okay, so far so good. I think I'm good to go, so I can close this one, and then I'm gonna start the operating system right now. And it will ask us here, for example, what do you want? Do you want to install the Red Hat Enterprise in Linux 9, or you want to test it? So I'm going to choose the first one. It will give us right now after is going to run, as we can see here. It's gonna give us like the main page how we can install the Red Hat. Sometimes it takes a couple of minutes to run and check everything if everything is good and good to go. So just we have to make sure that we have the correct image. So we have the correct image, the Red 9, so checking everything. If everything is okay, then it will show us the installation page and how we can install the Red Hat there. Okay, now I'm sure that is going to show us the installation page. I can maximize it a little bit so you guys can see it. Okay, so as we can see right now, we have to pick the language. So I'm going to pick English, and over here just I'm gonna go down to pick the United States. There's an option here. Yep, I'm gonna choose this, the first one, United States English. So continue. So next step, and we have to pay attention to this right now here, what exactly we need to do for the settings. So for the installation destination here, I'm going to click this one, and then make sure that you're gonna click on this one. So we'll click on this hard disk because we want to install the Red Hat on this one. And next I'm going to click done. Okay, now the next one, I need to go connect to the Red Hat. No, we don't have to do this step for now. So I can go a little bit down here, and I want to make sure that we have the networking here and everything is looking good. I can call this one, I can call it Red 9. Okay, then after that we'll hit apply. So just make sure that the Ethernet is connected and it's on. Apply. And next I'm going to click here, done. And now the software here, just make sure to pick this one. So software with GUI, so graphical user interface, this is what we are looking for. Next here, if you'd like to network file system, I think for now I'm not gonna pick anything. Just leave it the default. Probably maybe I'm gonna pick the first for the DNS name service or FTP, maybe guest agent. Yeah, probably guest agent. And I'm gonna see here the network services. I'll click this one here. I think that's it for now. If you want the RM, yeah, this one is good also to pick, and the system tools also. Okay, next I'm going to hit done. Okay, so installation, networking, installation. Now we need to type the user password. So lock this account. No, I'm not gonna lock it. So you can put the password that you want. I'm gonna choose like a short password because this is like a demo purpose, so I don't care about the password here. Okay, then done. Then you're gonna go down here or maybe if you press on this one, because there's an issue with this image, I'm going to hit tab. If you hit the tab, it will go to this page to create a username. So I'm going to type student here. Okay, then make this as a system administrator. Then I'm going to type the password. And hit tab also. Then after that, next I'm going to hit done twice. Okay, I think we are good to go right now. So I'm going to hit begin installation, and this step, it might take maybe from 10 to 15 minutes, it depends. But you know what, I'm going to pause the video for now, and after the installation is done, I'm going to come back again. Okay, I'll see you guys soon. Hello, I'm back. So as we can see here, so the Red Hat Enterprise Linux is now successfully installed and ready for you to use. So we need to reboot the system, so I'm going to hit reboot. So usually it takes like few minutes to reboot the system because we want to make sure that everything is looking good. Okay, so now we can log in and we type the password. So you guys remember when we had to hit the tab when the root password, so we had to create a new user. So this is the new user, and now we have to type the password, and I'm going to hit enter. I'm gonna type the password again here and I hit enter. Okay, it's just sometimes like it's because it's a new operating system, so it takes time to load the new operating system. So I'm just gonna move the screen a little bit here, this here. Okay, good. And as we can see over here, so this is like a tour if you want to take. I said no thanks, and the system not registered. We have to register the system later on. So the username that you will create and the Red Hat developer, they will give you an ID, and there is some steps how you can register the system. We will talk about it in another session. So as we can see here, so activities, and for example, if you would like to open the terminal, so you can open the terminal here, and I prefer to, if you want to open another terminal, but I prefer to go through the preferences and change not general here, I think, and this one, yep, here general, and it said themes, open a new terminal, Windows, short, yep, here the color, so unnamed. So here it said use colors, I'm going to change it, as I said here, black on white, so you can use this one, so black and white. And it said uname -a, then it said ID, for example, and you can see the operating system /etc/ I would say /etc/os.release, and you can see this is the operating system version, the Red Hat Enterprise Linux. Okay, so yeah, we installed the Red Hat Enterprise Linux 9 successfully, And it's the same thing if you would like to install the Rocky Linux. It's the same steps, there is no difference. Okay, so yeah, that's conclude our session. Thank you and see you in the next lesson. Hello everyone. In this demo, I'm going to show you how to create a new virtual machine on Azure. Microsoft Azure, often referred to as an Azure. It's a cloud computing service operated by Microsoft for application management via Microsoft Managed Data Centers. So you can go to the Azure website and you can click start for free, and also you can find more information here on azuremicrosoft.com, and you will see Azure free account 12 months of popular services free, and they give you $200 credit so you can use it in the first 12 months. Then after that, after you're gonna create an account, you're gonna go and log in. So you're gonna log into the Azure portal and you're gonna look for, you can search here virtual machine, and or you can I believe you will have it over here because I did the search for all those services. So I'm going to click on virtual machine here, then I'm going to click here create virtual machine, and it will show you the subscription, because when you're gonna create an account on Azure, they will ask you for a credit card. So I have here the subscription pay as you go, then the resource group. So I'm going to create a new one, so I'm gonna call this one RHCSA. Okay, then here the name of the virtual machine, so I'm going to call it RHEL 8, and here you will choose the region. So I'm going to leave it USA East, and availability, so leave it as it is standard. Then you have to choose the image, so you can see all the images over here, and you can see Red Hat Enterprise, so I'm going to select this one. Then next here you will see all the sizes. So we got the image, so the size, so it means that if you would like to increase the RAMs, you see other things for the CPU, for example. So it gives you the default here, and you have to, I'm gonna click here, so cost and month, so you can see the cost that you have to pay for it, because it's not for free, so pay as you go. So for this demo, I'm going to, for example, I'm going to pick the RAM here for the processor 2. I'm going to pick this one and select. I'm gonna go back here, so the authentication type, so I'm going to click on password, and the username I'm going to student, and I think maybe I need to change the password. Let me check here. Yep, and just to be the same password. Good. And make sure that you're gonna hit for the public inbound port, so when you're gonna access it from the SSH, I will show you after we're gonna create. So allow selected port, so I'm going to just allow the SSH. I think I got everything right here. Okay, now we're gonna go to next for the disk. So I'm going to change the disk. I'm going to choose the standard SSD, and you could also create or add a new disk if you'd like, but I'm going to just pick the standard SSD. The network, I'm not going to change anything, so I'm gonna leave the default settings here. Management, we're gonna go next here, enable, so you leave everything as it is. So next, advanced, and I'm not gonna do anything here. Tags, no. Create, so we're gonna give view and create, so it will check all the information that you have over here. And then so you're gonna click on create here, it might take maybe few minutes, maybe 5 minutes. So I'm going to pause the video right now, and guys, I'll see you once it's gonna create to deploy the new virtual machine. So as you can see here right now, so deployment succeeded. So we can go, you could go to the resource here, click on it, and you will see here all the information of your virtual machine. So here you have the public IP address. So I'm going to copy this one, and I'm going to try to SSH from the terminal here. So SSH student, and the IP address here, I believe, one second, let me check the IP address again here. So it's okay, paste, hit enter. Yes, so I'm going to type my password. Okay, looks good. So let me check the uname. Just I'm going to type some commands here. Uname and cat /etc / red hat release. So you will see this is the release version of the Red Hat. So if you want to check that you can connect to different websites, you could. So I think everything looks good, and so it's so easy to create a virtual machine. Just make sure that when you're gonna create a new virtual machine, you need to stop it so it is not gonna charge you. So I'm going back again here, so you could stop it from here. So if you don't want to use it anymore, so you could go to the resource group. And if you don't want the virtual machine, so just I'm going to show you here, resource group, you go to the RHCA, and you could delete the whole resource group, or you could delete everything from here. Okay, so that's conclude our session. Thank you, and see you in the next lesson. Hello everyone. In this demo I'm going to show you how to install Rocky Linux on a VMware Fusion on a MacBook operating system. First step, we need to install a VMware Fusion. As we can see here on the screen, this is the website of the VMware, and we can download the VMware Fusion from here. Just there is one point I need to mention here: is not a free software application, so you have to buy it. Next step, we go to the Rocky Linux website, as we can see here, and it's for free. You can download the ISO file, you don't have to pay anything for it, and it's based on a Red Hat Enterprise Linux. So we click on download, and we can see over here we have the two options. It depends on the architecture of your CPU. I downloaded the 64 bits, the DVD ISO file. So right now I'm going to show you how to create a new virtual machine. So here we have, this is the VMware Fusion, and I already explained to you in the previous videos how to install a virtual, how to create a virtual machine on Oracle VMware Virtual Box. So but I'm not going to do it here in this lesson, so I'm going to focus on the VMware here, VMware Fusion. So I'm going to click here, new, and it, as you can see over here, so I have the ISO file over here. So I'm going to drag and drop here, and it shows me here this is the ISO file, and next. Now you have to choose what the type. As I said, that you could use the Red Hat 64 bits here, or you could also use the CentOS, because also it's based on the CentOS 8. Continue. Now we can go, we'll leave it as it is, we're not gonna change anything. So continue. Here you can change here the customized settings. So I would type Rocky Linux, and I will save it. It's already exists. I could maybe have it before, so I will call it Rocky 8. And I will save it. Now as you can see over here, we have the settings of the Rocky Linux. So I could change the processor, how many processor do you want, and also I can increase the memory. So if I would like to increase it, I could increase it to 2 giga or 1 giga, so it's up to you. So I will leave it as it is. So you could increase it to 2 gigabyte, to 3 or 4, it's up to you. I will leave it for as it is. I'm not going to change anything. Here's the hard disk. If you would like to add another hard disk, so you could do that, so, or you could remove it. and also the network. If you'd like to add another adapter for your network, I'm going to leave everything as it is. So now I think I have everything ready. Let me close that one, and I'm going to click here. Let's see. Now as you can see over here, it shows me what I need to do. So I'm going to choose the first one, install Rocky Linux 8. Wait, it will show us right now the installation page. Yeah, sometimes it takes time, it depends. Hopefully it will not take a long time. Okay, good. Okay, so I'm going to choose English United States, continue. The next page we need to choose the hard disk and also to do some configuration, and also we can create the root user. Okay, maybe maximize it a little bit. So let's go here to install destination for this one. So just make sure we have 20. You could increase it if you would like. You can increase it later on from the settings. So here, click on this one, done. So make sure that we choose the right hard disk. Keyboard, if you'd like to make sure that you have, maybe you would like to add another keyboard layout. So it's up to you. We leave it as it is. Now we just make sure here the software selection is a server with GUI. Good. Next, network. I will make sure this is the network is on, so we can get a connection, the bridge. So we'll get it from your operating system. You could even change the host name here. I'll change it maybe to Rocky 8. Yeah, maybe something like that. Yeah. Okay, good. Done. I believe, did I get everything? You could, yeah, all the time if you'd like to change, I will leave it to America, New York, and over here you could put a root password. Okay, done. And you could also I'm gonna go back here again. If you will see here, user creation, I know, maybe let me move this down here. Yep, you see user creation. I'm going to create a new user, and I'm going to call this one students, and I'm going to make this user as an administrator, and I'm going to type the password here. Okay, good, done. I believe I did everything right. Time, language, layout, software. You don't have to change anything here. Network, just wanted to make sure that I got it right. Okay, good. Now begin installation. So we'll wait. It might take maybe 5, maybe 10 minutes, maybe 15. You know what, I'm going to pause the video right now, and I'm gonna see you once it's going to finish the installation. So as you can see over here, so the Rocky Linux is now successfully installed, ready for you to use. So I'm going to reboot the system. So reboot system, I'm going to click here. So you can choose the first one. Maybe also I can maximize it a little bit. 1 second, here. Yeah, sometimes it gives you this, so the license information is nothing. You need just, the only thing you need to do, accept the license agreement, done, and finish configuration. Okay, now I need to log in. Okay, looks good. So we can go to the activities here, just click on it, and you can see the terminal. Oh, it gives us like the welcome, so you can just go next, skip, start using Rocky Linux. Good. Can go to also, I'm gonna close this one, it's nothing important. So activities, you can see you can open the terminal here, and you could change from the preferences. So you go to the color, and I could use black on white, close. And if you'd like to change the setting, you can go here on the top right corner, you go to the settings, and you could change the settings that you have. Just make sure that you have a connection. Yeah, I do over here, so I do have an internet. So you could just double check if I have ping 888. Good, I do have a connection. Okay, so that concludes this session. Thank you, and see you in the next lesson. Hello everyone. In this demo, I'm going to show you how to install Red Hat RHEL 8 on a VirtualBox. First step, we need to install a VirtualBox. As we can see here on the screen, this is the website of the VirtualBox, and we can download the platform packages from here, and it depends on the operating system that we do have. For example, I can download the platform packages for Windows and also for Mac, or for Linux distributions, and for Solaris. Second step, we need to install the ISO file for the Red Hat RHEL 8 Developer Edition, and we can download the ISO file from the Red Hat Developer website, as we can see here on the screen. We need to create a username and password in order to install the ISO file. After we create a username and password, we can download the ISO file from here. I already downloaded the VirtualBox and RHEL 8. Right now I'm going to create a new virtual machine. As you can see here on the screen, this is the VirtualBox. In order to create a new virtual machine, I'm going to click on the button here, new, and I'm going to call this one Red Hat 8, and I'm going to leave the machine folder, the path for this virtual machine as it is. The type is Linux, version is Red Hat 64-bit. Then I'm going to hit continue. I'm going to change the RAM, so I'm going to increase it to 2 gigabytes, so it's going to be 2048 megabytes. Then continue, and I'm going to choose create a virtual hard disk now. Yes, create. I'm going to leave the default here, continue. Same thing here, continue. I suggest that we change the size of the hard disk to 20 gigabytes. Then after that, I'm going to hit create. As you can see here on the left side, this is the virtual machine. If I would like to change the setting of this virtual machine, so I can right click on it, and we can see here settings, and I'm going to choose the settings here. For example, here the system, I prefer that we change the pointing device here to USB tablet or the USB multiple touch tablet, so I'm going to choose the USB tablet here. And for the display, I'm going to change it to 200. For the storage, as you can see here, right now we have only one hard disk. If I would like to add another hard disk, so I can add it from here. As you can see here, adds hard disk. Then after that we hit create. I'm going to leave the default here, continue, and okay, I'm going to give the size here 4 gigabytes. Then create, then choose. As we can see over here, right now we have the second hard disk. Right now I need to choose the ISO file in order to install the operating system, the Linux Red Hat 8. So as we can see here, it's empty, so I choose the CD over here. Then I go over here, press on this, choose a disk file, then you choose the ISO file. I think we are good to go right now. If you'd like to change the other things, other settings, you can do it. So I'm good right now here. So I'm going to hit OK. Right now I'm going to start this virtual machine. I can do it either right click on the virtual machine then start. I can choose the start here, or I just can highlight the virtual machine, then I can hit the button here, start. Okay, as we can see here on the screen, we have the option. This is the installation page. So I'm going to choose the first option, install Red Hat Enterprise Linux 8.2. Hit enter. Okay, as we can see here, welcome to Red Hat Enterprise Linux 8.2. So I'm going to choose English, then continue. Okay, so we have here, as we can see, it is an installation destination. So you have to choose the hard disk in order to install the virtual, or the operating system here. So I'm going to choose the first hard disk here, the 20 gigabytes. Then I'm going to hit done, and here for the network and host name, so I'm going to enable it, so it's on right now. This is like a bridge, so you're gonna use the network or the IP address or the internet from your laptop to the virtual machine. So I'm going to activate it, so it's on right now. Hit done, and it's up to you. I'm not going to change the time, the date here. If you would like to change it, you can change it from here. Done. And here the software selection. So in this demo, we're going to install the server with GUI, so with the graphical user interface. It's good. So I'm going to hit done. I think and here, if you would like to add another language, it's up to you. You can add another language from here. For example, here add, and you can add whatever you would like. I'm not going to add anything. Done. I think we are good to go. So I'm going to hit begin installation. As you can see here, here's the user settings. So here is the root password. This is the administrator of the system. If you would like to give and type password for the root password, or the administrator of the operating system, so I'm going to type a password for that, for the administrator here. Perfect. I'm going to hit done. And here, if you would like to create another user with the root user or the administrator user, so I'm going to create a new user. So I'm going to call this user student, and also I'm going to make this user as an administrator. So I'm going to check this here. Then I'm going to type a password for this user. Perfect. I think we are good to go. Done. So it might take maybe between 15 to 20 minutes. So I'm going to pause the video, and I'm going to see you guys after we finish the installation. As we can see here on the screen, so the Red Hat Enterprise Linux is now successfully installed. So I'm going to hit reboot. We don't need to do anything here. Just just leave the default version of the Linux Red Hat Enterprise. So last thing we need to do here before we log into the to the operating system. So I'm going to accept the license agreement here, then hit done, then finish configuration. As we can see here on the screen, this is the login page. I'm going to type the password here, sign in. And as we can see over here, this is the Linux Red Hat Enterprise 8. So just hit next, 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 skip, then start using Red Hat Enterprise 8, and I'm going to close this one. If I would like to change the resolutions, just right click here, then display settings, and as we can see over here, so I'm going to change this to 16:10. Perfect. Apply, keep changing. Perfect. And if we would like to open a new terminal, so let me close this one first. Perfect. So I can open a new terminal from here, so I can go to activities, then as you can see over here, this is the terminal, and here is the browser. If I would like to show all the applications on the system here, I can see it from here, show applications, and as we can see over here, this all the applications on the system, and I can also get the terminal from here. As we can see over here, this is the terminal. If I would like to change the background, so I can go to edit, preferences, then color, and I'm going to choose here black and white, and I hit close. So I'm going to type the first command, who am I? So I'm a student because I just logged in as a student user. And here on the top corner, on the right top corner here, if you would like to for example get the settings here, and as you can see over here, even this is the Wi-Fi or the internet connection, the wired connection, it's like a bridge from the laptop to your virtual machine. If you'd like to get the settings, you can get it from here. Here all the settings that you can do in this operating system. And if you would like to, for example, log out, you can do it from here. If you'd like to turn off or restart the operating system, you can do it from here. So that's conclude our session. Thank you.
Hello everyone. In this demo, I'm going to show you how to install Alma Linux on a VMware Fusion on a MacBook operating system. First step, we need to install a VMware Fusion. As we can see here on the screen, this is the website of the VMware, and we can download the VMware Fusion from here. However, it's not a free software application, you have to buy it. The next step, you need to go to the Alma website, and as you can see here, so almalinux.org, and it's based on a Red Hat Enterprise operating system. So we can go over here and click download, and it depends what is the architecture that you have or the CPU. So I got the 64 bits, so and I picked the 8.5. You go over here, so it takes you here. So we have the mirrors here, so there are different websites you can do install. So I click on the first one, it take me to a different page, and what I did, I downloaded this one over here, so the ISO, and make sure the size is almost 10 gig. They don't have to install the minimum, just only download this ISO file. I already downloaded the VMware Fusion and the Alma Linux ISO file, so I'll show you over here. So here, this one here I already explained to you how to use the Oracle VMware VirtualBox, but in this session I'm going to use only the VMware Fusion. So here is the VMware Fusion. As you can see, we already did in the previous session or lesson how we install the Rocky Linux. So now I'm going to create a new virtual machine, and here is the Alma Linux. So I'm going to drag and drop here. So make sure you choose the Alma Linux here. So continue, and you know what, CentOS 8, yep, why not. Next, customize settings. So make sure to change the name. So I'm going to change it to Alma Linux. Yeah, good. 64 bits, good. Save. Now here is the settings. And now if I would like to change the memory, so let's change it out. You know, in this demo I'm going to change it to 2 gig. So 2048, good. So we're gonna increase the memory or the RAM to 2 gig, and go back again here. Here is the hard disk. You could change the hard disk to 40 if you'd like. So apply, good. Show settings. Just I want to go back here again. So also here you could change how many processor do you want in your virtual machine. I go back here, a network adapter, share with my with my same Mac. That's good. I don't have, it's like an adapter, a bridge, so I don't have to worry about it. So show started disk, no CD. I think I did everything right. I'm gonna close this one, and I'm going to click here to maximize this a little bit so you guys can see it. Now here, so give me the options. So I'm going to choose the first one, install Alma Linux 8.5. Hit enter. We'll wait, maybe take 1 or 2 minutes till they're going to show us the installation page. It shows here the configuration for the Alma Linux. So I'm gonna start installing right now. So just wait till it's going to show us the configuration page, how the installation page, how to configure and install the Alma Linux. Yeah, I'm going to maximize it a little bit here, good, so you guys can see it. So I'll click continue. So I'm going to leave the default here, the language English. So I go here, the first thing I'm going to go to the installation destination, and we make sure that we're gonna click on the hard disk here, the 40 gig, and I go back, and the time we'll leave it New York here. Make sure that you're gonna click on for the Ethernet cable, so you're gonna get a default internet connection to your virtual machine, and you could change it here if you like. So I'm going to change it Alma. I'm gonna change it like that, Alma Linux 8.5. good, apply, done. What else? So we go here, software, yeah, software selection. So server with GUI, leave it as it is. I'm gonna go down here. So here is the root password, so I'm going to pick a root password here. Done. Good. You have to click done twice. Then you need to create a username here, and I'm going to make this user as an administrator. I'm going to also type a password for this user. Yeah, good. I think, yeah, just the network. I think I did all the configuration right. Installation, software GUI, keyboard. I don't care about the keyboard. The language English, the time, security, no, the key, no, well, you like this one. Okay, now we're gonna begin installation. It might take maybe 10-15 minutes, so I'm going to pause the video right now, and I will see you once it's gonna done installing the Alma Linux. Okay, as we can see here, so Alma Linux is now successfully installed and ready for you to use. So I'm going to go ahead and reboot the system. So I'm going to maximize just to make sure that you guys can see it. I'm gonna wait for a bit just to reboot the system, then I'm going to maximize the screen. Okay, so I'm going to pick the first one. Good. Okay, here is going to give us the license information. This is the only thing you need to go here. Accept the license agreement, done. Then you go over here, finish configuration. Okay, so I'm going to maximize it so you guys can see it. So student here, so I'm going to type the password, hit enter. Okay, so as we can see over here right now, we can go to the activities, but let me just close this here, the welcoming page, and start using Alma Linux. I'm going to close this one. So you go to activities and you click here on terminal, so you could change the color. So you go to preferences, colors, then it choose black on white, hit enter, and just double check that you have a connection. So let me just double check that you do have an internet connection. I do. That's good. And if you'd like to change the setting, you can go to the top right corner here, you click here, then you go to the settings, and you can change the setting of your virtual machine. Hello everyone, in this demo I'm going to show you how to install CentOS 8 on a VirtualBox. First step, we need to install a VirtualBox. As we can see here on the screen, this is the website of the VirtualBox, and we can download the platform packages from here, and it depends on the operating system that we do have. For example, if I would like to install the platform packages for Windows, I can install it from here, and for also the Mac or the Linux distributions, and for Solaris. Second step, we need to install the ISO file for the CentOS 8, and we can download it from the CentOS website. So you can hit here, CentOS Linux, then it depends on the ISO file that you would like to install. I already installed the ISO file for the 64 bits, and also I already downloaded the VirtualBox. Right now I'm going to create a new virtual machine. So this is the VirtualBox right now here, as you can see here on the screen. And if I would like to install a new virtual machine, so I can click on new here, and I'm going to call this one CentOS 8. So I'm going to leave the machine folder or the path for this virtual machine as it is. The type is Linux, the version, we'll leave it here, the Red Hat 64 bits, it's okay. Then continue, and I'm going to change the RAM to 2 GB, so I'm going to change it to 2048. Then continue, create a virtual hard disk new, yes, and I'm going to leave the default here, yes, continue. I suggest that we change the size to 20 GB, then create. As we can see over here on the left side, this is the virtual machine. If I would like to change the settings, so right click on it, then settings, or I can just highlight, then I hit the settings from here. And for example, let's change the pointing device here, so I'm going to change it to the USB tablets in order to use the mouse inside the virtual machine. And for the display, I'm going to change it to 200. For the storage, if I would like to add another hard disk, I already have one, the 20 GB, so if I would like to add another one, so I can download it from, I can insert or add a hard disk from here. So as we can see here, add hard disk, then create, continue, and let's the size here is 1 GB.
So this is for the second. Choose, as you can see over here, so this is the second hard disk. Right now we need to choose the ISO file in order to install the operating system. As we can see over here, this is the CD and it's empty, so I can click over here, choose a disk file, then I'm going to choose CentOS 8, then I'm going to hit OK. So I'm done with the settings right now. Okay, perfect. As you can see here, this is the CentOS 8. Right now I'm going to start this virtual machine, so start. So this is the installation page, so I'm going to choose the first one, install CentOS Linux 8. Okay, welcome to CentOS Linux 8. So I'm going to choose English, and English here, continue. So this is the settings right now, as you can see here on the screen. So I'm going to change I need just to choose the hard disk that I would like to install the operating system. So I'm going to choose this hard disk, the 20 gigabytes, then hit done. And here for the network and host name, I would like to enable it, so it's on right now, done. And for the time and date, I'm not going to change it, it's up to you. If you would like to change it, you can change it from here. And just to make sure the software selection, so for the software selection, I'm going to use or install the environment, this server with graphical user interface. It's good. Anything else here? If you'd like to add another language, so you can add it from here. I think we are good to go, so I'm going to hit begin installation. As you can see, this is the user settings. If you would like to add a password for the root user, so the root user is the administrator of the operating system, so I'm going to type a password for the root user. Done, perfect. And if you would like to create another user, so I'm going to create a new user, and I'm going to call this user student, and I'm going to make this user as an administrator. So I'm going also to type a password for this user. Perfect. Done. It usually takes around maybe 15 to 20 minutes in order to finish the installation. So I'm going to pause the video right now, and I'm going to see you guys after we finish the installation. So as you can see here on the screen, the CentOS Linux is now successfully installed. So I'm going to hit reboot. There's one thing we need to do over here, so I'm going to turn it off first. So I need to remove the ISO file from there. So I'm going to power off this virtual machine, and I'm going to the settings, and I'm going to the storage here. So I'm going to remove this one. So remove disk from the virtual drive. So it's empty right now. Okay, now I can start the virtual machine. So as we can see over here, so we're going to choose the first version of the CentOS Linux 8. So we leave the default there, we don't do anything.
Okay, before we're gonna finish the configuration, we need to accept the license agreement. So I have to check this one, then done, then finish configuration. So as we can see over here, this is the login page. So I'm going to type the password. So I logged in as user student. If I would like to change the resolution, so before we're gonna change this, just a quick configuration, you just do next, 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 skip, then start using CentOS Linux. Perfect. And I'm going to close this one, I don't need it. So right click, then display settings, and I'm going to change this to I'm going to change the resolution to 16:10. Perfect. Keep changes, and I'm going to close this one. Perfect. Right now, if I would like to open a new terminal, so I can open it from here. So activities, so I click on activities here. As we can see over here, this is the terminal. We can open a new terminal. We also can open the terminal from here. Just we click on activities, and here show applications. And as we can see here, this is all the application in the system, so we can type terminal, as we can see over here. So we can open the terminal also from here. And if I would like to change the background of the terminal, so I can choose edit, then preferences, colors, and I'm going to choose black and white. Perfect. And if I would like to change the setting of the operating system, so here at the top right corner over here, so I click here. So this is the wire connect, so it's using the laptop internet connection as a bridge to connect to the virtual machine. And you can see over here, here is the settings if you would like to change the settings of the operating system. And also we can go back here again, and here if you would like to log out, and if you would like to, for example, power off or shut down the virtual machine or restart, you can do it from here. So cancel. So this is the terminal. Let's type the first command. Who am I? Perfect. So I'm a user student. So that's conclude our. Hello everyone. In this demo, I'm going to show you the minimal installation of CentOS 8 on a VirtualBox. As you can see here, this is the installation page. So I'm going to choose the install CentOS Linux 8. As we can see here on the screen, this is the welcome page. Welcome to CentOS Linux 8. So I'm going to leave the default English, then continue. And here I have to choose this disk. This is the hard disk that I'm going to install the operating system on this hard disk. And here the software selection. So I'm going to choose here is the minimal install. So I'm going to use and choose this one. Done. And for the network and host names, so I'm going to enable it. Done. And what else we need to do? So for the time, if you'd like to change the time and the date, you can do it from here. And for the keyboard, if you'd like to add another language, I don't need to do that. So I'm going to hit the beginning installation. Right now here, if I would like to type a password for the root user or the administrator of this system, so I'm going to type password for this root user. Done. If I would like to create a username, so I'm going to create a new username and I'm going to call it student, and I'm going to make this user as an administrator, and the password, I'm going to type a password also. Perfect. Done. It usually takes between 15 to 20 minutes, so I'm going to pause the video and I'm going to see you guys after I'm done the installation. So as you can see on the screen, so the CentOS 8 Linux is now successfully installed, so I'm going to hit reboot. Now one thing we need to do over here, so I'm going to shut down the virtual machine, so I'm going here, close it. So I need to remove the ISO file, so settings, then storage, then I'm going to remove the ISO file from here. Okay, perfect. Now I'm going to start it. Perfect, so I'm not going to do anything, so I'm going to choose and pick the first one. As we can see over here, so this is the login page for the minimum installation. So I'm going to type the username student and the password. As we can see over here, we just logged into the system, so it's a minimum installation. There is no graphical user interface. As we can see here, this is a black screen. So I'm going to type the command who am I, this is students, and let's shut down the operating system here. Shut down -h then now. So this is the command if you would like to shut down the operating system. So in this demo, I just showed you how to install the minimum installation. I know I didn't show you the first part. It's the same thing if you'd like to know how to create a new virtual machine from scratch for the minimum installation. Just watch the previous two videos. It's the same thing. It's the only difference what we did in this demo. We choose the minimal install rather than the graphical user interface. So that's conclude our session. Thank you and see you in the next lesson.